Okay, welcome to setting up the PA at Penthouse 26. I've got everything flat right now. All the volumes are down. The master volume can be off or up just a tiny little bit, that's fine. Monitor level, keep it down. I've flattened the EQs and I don't have any effects on it. I've also got all our EQs this way flat as well. And what we want to do is we want to check out what the room is sounding like. We don't want to influence the room yet. We want to make sure everything is super flat and we're going to see exactly what the room is doing. So I'm using this one here for my tester. So I'm going to bring up just a tiny bit of volume, and I've got a tiny bit of volume here, and I'm not going to use my monitors. Monitors are off at this point in time. Just the front end, just the front end. Nope, here's the reverb. 1, 2. If you want to change the reverb, you can go there, change the reverb. 1, 2. You can hear the reverb there. 2, 2. Now we have effects to main, which is way down. You can bring that up a bit, so you don't have to boost this so much. You can bring that up to almost like, what do you call it, 11 o'clock there. Now we have to open this up just a tiny little bit. Yeah, and then get a nice clean reverb. Let's see, we'll go to 2 there. When you go to the number, you just press it to make it happen. Okay, so you can hear 3. Check. Sometimes the reverbs will add EQ, which will add feedback. 1, that's too tight. 2, that's nice. Let's go to 2, 2, that's nice. 1, 2, it's a bit too big. 2 is good. 3 is good. I'm going to stay with 2, I think. Yeah. 2, that's nice. Okay, so I know where I'm going to go with that. So, effect off. Okay, how this works is we have an input and we have an output. This is basically our input. See, there's nothing. And then I've got this on just a little bit here. So if I have my input, for the one I'm using, I just bring it up to make it so I can hear it. Okay, now I know it's working. That's the bottom line. And now we have a frequency that's clear. So what I want to do is I want to just get this. I want to hear something ring. So I've got my monitors off. I'm doing my mains right now. So I want to hear something ring. So I'm going to bring the mains up. Now you want to be very careful when you start making things ring. Don't talk too loud into the microphone. Okay, so we're going to hold the mic away from our face. We're just going to get something to ring here. Okay, and that's about 600 hertz. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to find out where that is. 500? Okay. Okay, so it's in between there. That's where that ring is. So I'm going to put this mic back on the the stand, because this is actually where, come on over here, Don. This is where the singer's going to be standing. Is that right?
Right.
Okay, so this is the person singing here. Now we hear a ring in the room. Okay, I'm going to accentuate that ring by bringing the volume up. Because the mic distance, be careful, it's super hot right now, don't talk to it right now. The mic distance is a wave going from the mic to the floor, a mic to the ceiling, a mic to that wall, a mic to that wall. Well, that's kind of a non-parallel wall, which is great. And then we have the actual speaker angle themselves that we're going to work with here as well. So the speaker angles can actually get rid of that ring. Changing the mic distance can get rid of that ring, or we're going to go in an EQ and get rid of that ring. So there's 3 ways to do this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to angle the speakers a little bit more into the room. So that's going to be a nice spread from the drummer to the guitar player, bass player over on this side. So we're going to make maximum use of our speaker angle. And I'm going to bring this one over and angle this one in as well. Okay, so that's going to give us an actual spread. Maybe bring it away from the wall a little bit. There we go. Okay, now when we bring it up, let's see what we got for ring. Okay. Now notice how the frequency changed. Originally it was a 400, 600, now I've got about a 10K happening there. So I'm kind of ready to start my EQ ring, but before I do that, I want to bring up all the mics to make sure they're working. So the green one, if you can just touch on it, touch the end. There we go, good. I just want a little something from that, that's good. All right, let's touch that again. Okay, I want just a tiny bit of a ring and then I back it off a bit. Let's go to the blue one. If you can just touch the blue one just a tiny little bit. And I'm going to make that ring a little bit. Can you hear it? Okay, thank you, sir. That's great. So these are my ringing points. Now what I'm going to do is I've got all the mics, as you can see, pretty much the same volume here. They're all starting to ring right about that position there with the master straight up and down. This is where I'm going to purposely make it ring, but I'm going to go find my rings that I've got my mics in position. I got my speakers angling in, and I'm going to find my rings. And then I'm going to, this is the most important part, guys. Once I find my rings and I take them out, we're going to max level the whole PA system so there's literally no rings left. Then we're going to bring the volume down, say, by 3 or 6 dB, and you're ready to perform it. Maximum volume with no feedback. That's the goal we're after right now. So I'm going to make something ring, and I'm going to find it with my master. While I'm doing this, I'm not going to take my hand off the master because I don't want something to take off and freak out and keep going, right? There it is. If I have to kill it, this is my kill hand here, and I'm going to go find it, and I'm going to give it a little push. Okay, so hear what I'm doing? Oh, there's a hot one. See what I do? That was 4K, so I don't like that. So I'm going to bring that one down, and I'm very much in control of what my master's doing here. I'm going to give this a little push. Oh, there's a little something there. I'm going to bring that down. Okay. 18K or 16K is perfectly fine up top. We're going to look at 2K. Not much there. Leave it in the middle. Look at 1K. Oh, there's a little something there, but I'm going to leave it in the middle. It's not too hot. 500. Okay, it's a little tiny bit hot, so I'm going to bring that down just a tiny bit. 250. Oh, yeah, that's got some warmth to it. So we're going to bring that down a bit. 125. Nothing. And I haven't moved this guy. I'm keeping my master perfectly straight. I'm just ready to bring it down if I have to. If something takes off, I need to make sure I can kill it like bang immediately, right? Okay, so and we got our 63 down here, and it's not doing much, so we can leave it in the middle. So I'm starting to see some hot spots. I'm starting to see a shape. We're going to do it again. This time I'm going to push it up a bit. So this is now going up a bit. Hi-ya! Up she comes a bit. Okay, I want to hear something ring. Ooh, come on. Be careful not to touch the mics right now, guys. We're super hot. We're going to make something ring. Okay, see how much I've had to push it? Quite a bit. That's up in this area here. There it is there. 8K is a little hot. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Okay, I still got some mid stuff going on in here. Oh, there's something hot there. Okay, what do we got there? What is that? Oh, it's at 8K. Okay, let's bring it. 8K is almost on the floor now. 2K, 1K, 500. 500 is still a little warm. 250. Yeah, 250 is a problem. 125, it's okay, and 83 is okay. That's starting to sound like a good shape room, and I'm boosting way past what we're going to actually play at. I just want to see if there's any more hot stuff in there. Check, check, check. Okay, there's one more. There it is, 500. Oh, and we still got that by 8K. Okay, there it is. There. Okay, I think that's about as hot as we're going to ever get. Now we're going to practice way down here. We're going to practice way down here. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the reverb, because sometimes the reverb adds EQ feedback. Sometimes the reverb adds EQ feedback. So we're going to bring it up to a hot position. That's way hotter than what we're going to play, but we're just looking for hot stuff. Freaking out frequencies. And we're going to bring the reverb in now to roughly where we would use it. And I've got lots of reverb on there. And it doesn't seem to be, oh, there's a little something. It's up by the 8K. Okay, that's good. Okay, now I'm going to go back to where I started with my volumes. I'm going to see how much reverb I've got on there. 1. And that's doable. What do you guys think? 1. That's pretty much the kind of reverb you're going to use? Yeah. Okay, so we can visually see I'm at about, what is that, 10 o'clock? Okay, and how far can I go before hitting a frequency that's going to freak out? I can go up to about 2 o'clock. Wow. Okay, so now we're going to sit around 12 o'clock there, and it shouldn't freak out. 1, 2, 1. But I've got a lot of clear volume, and there's nothing freaking out. Awesome. Is that pretty fair? Okay, so now I want to find out what's happening with my, and this is all flat, by the way. There's no. I'm not adding any EQ to the room at this point. It's completely flat. Now we got the blue guy here. Let's see his maximum, and then bring him back a bit. Okay, so his maximum is at 2 o'clock. I'm going to bring him back to about 11 to be safe. Let's see what we got with 2 o'clock or with the blue guy. 1, 2. Okay, there's still that 8K or that high one up there. Hear that high one? And it's this guy right here. It's between 8 and 16. It's about 10K. Anyway, so we're gonna just be we're gonna be careful we don't push blue guy too hard. Let's give green guy a push here and see how far we can get him. Again, we still have some stuff up here. Yeah, it's at 8K. Okay, so look at that. 8K is pretty much on the floor now. But he can't go any down. That is a problem. That's the problem. See, I've moved the speakers. I've moved the mics. So some sort of hard surface is making that 8K bounce around. There's some hard surfaces in here that we don't like that, but that's okay. Okay, this is a little lower there. There's one frequency that's about 6K and there's one frequency about 10K, but we don't have a parametric that's wide enough that we can go in and get those exact frequencies. So we're going to say this guy, we can push him normally to about 1 o'clock. We're going to bring him back to about 11 as well. Let's see what we can get on him. Go ahead.
Test, test.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, test, test.
That's pretty good, hey?
Yeah, that's good now. It's far away.
You can go
Do you want me to get right up?
Yeah.
Test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Nothing freaking out. Good quality volume, a little bit of reverb. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our mains now that our mains are set up and we've got a basic understanding that we're really happy with how the mains are working. We're going to turn the mains off and now we're going to start bringing the monitors on a bit. So I'm going to bring it on just a little bit there and I'm going to go to the one I'm using right here just to make sure we know it's working. 1, 2, 1, 2. We also added a little bit of body to the mix as well, a little bit of lows, because I found that the EQ, even though everything's happy EQ-wise, it was fundamentally missing a little bit of chest voice. So I brought up the lows just a little bit, and it didn't make any extra frequencies freak out. We didn't get any extra feedback by doing that, so I'm happy to leave that there. Okay, so now we're bringing in the monitor. So there's my monitor up. This is the main monitor out. As long as I know it's working, that's the main thing. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to make the monitor freak out just a tiny little bit so I can see where my hot levels are. Notice that the EQ I'm starting with on the monitor is perfectly flat, and the monitors, as you can point to them, they're down here. Yep, so we're going to EQ these guys right now, okay? And when I'm EQing these, I'm actually going to have the mics, now that I know it's working, I'm actually going to have the mic in position while I'm doing my EQing, because this is where the performers will be standing, the distance of the walls, the distance between here and the speaker, the distance between here and the floor, the distance between here and the ceiling is all part of why a mic freaks out. Coming back to the board. Okay, so here's my monitor, send, and here's my monitor out. Let's see, by leaving this at 12 o'clock, let's see how much I can get away with this before I hear a freak out. Okay, I'm starting to hear a freak out right around 2 o'clock there, 2 or 3 o'clock. Okay, so that's all I need. So let's bring this back, and we're just going to make sure that all the monitor sends are pretty much close to what this guy is. We're going to give that a little tap. Yes, that's good. And we're going to give the blue one a little tap just to make sure that's working. Okay, that's good. I think the blue one's a little hotter than the rest of them, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Oh, look at that. We already got something starting to freak out. That's wonderful. Okay, good. So now we're going to find out. Oh, and I'll get the orange one as well. And I understand that's for a playback only of iPod music, so we don't really need a whole ton of monitor for that. Okay, so we're working the mics. These are our 3 mics. We want to find out what frequencies are freaking out in our monitor section. So this is where I keep one hand ready to kill it. If I need to kill it, I can kill it instantly. Nothing's going to ever take off. But I want something to freak out just a little bit. Oh, you can hear stuff starting to freak out there. So I can use this position to start my checking to see where our problem areas are. Okay, so we're going to take a little walk. 16K. Well, there's a little something there. 8K. Oh yeah, he's a hot one. 4K. Nothing too much. 2K. See what I'm doing? I'm sort of bouncing it. 1K. Oh, there's a little something there. 500. 250. A little bit. 125. Nothing. 63. Nothing. Okay, I'm starting to get a little shape to my EQ. I'm going to push it. I'm pushing it a little bit more. I want to hear something ring, but not too much. Going up slowly. Check, check. Okay, I hear mid there. Let's go find it. Okay, it's somewhere. It's right around 5. It's not exactly 5, but it's very close to 5. It's between 250 and 5. That's where our problem area is. Okay, there's something up high. 8 to 10K is where that is, I believe. 8K is responsible for doing the job for the frequencies beside it. 4K, let's see what it's doing. Yeah, it's still hot, but it's not freaking out. It's not bad. Okay, I'm up to 3 o'clock there. 4 o'clock even. I still hear something down here. Okay, I've got 500 on the floor, and I'm still having a problem in that area, so I'm going to actually change the angle of the monitors. Okay, let's take a view here. Sometimes just taking an angle of the monitor and changing it just a little bit will be enough to change the frequency of concern. And this is your monitor?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go over here for you. And this is, and you're going to be singing here?
Yeah, that's usually where I stand.
Okay, so let's give you that one primarily for you. Let's shoot this one over towards This way.
You're amazing me because you know what you're doing, obviously.
The idea is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to change the distances between the monitors and the mics in the room, so that those frequencies we're having a problem with right now might naturally just go away because of the position change.
Right, I get it.
And sometimes, like when you're at a gig, sometimes just taking your front of house and moving it like an inch, world of
That's all it
difference.
takes, yeah.
It's like a ping pong ball shooting out and coming back into the microphone. From the speaker to the mics, from the speaker to the mic, that cyclic loop, right?
Yeah.
If you just change the angle, the ping pong balls bugger off in a different direction.
Right.
If you visualize like the frequencies being ping pong balls, just by changing the direction a little bit, it stops it from coming back into the mic. It's just so bizarre how this works. And then you fill the house with people, and you got another, sock that soaks up the frequencies as well. So people are actually a great thing for getting rid of frequencies. Okay, we're going to take another look here. Let's see what we got. Give it a push. Now I can go to 4 o'clock quite easily without having too much stuff freaking out. So we're going to take one more little walk through here. We're going to take a walk at 3 o'clock and see what we got. That's 8K is still hot. 4K is not bad. 2K. It didn't change things massively. They're all pretty much the same. 125. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. So I'm going to bring it back to 12 o'clock, and let's check just the monitors by themselves.
1, 2.
Now, did you guys want reverb in your monitors, or do you want to leave those dry?
Dry, I think.
Yeah, most guys leave the monitors dry so you can hear exactly what you're hearing.
Yeah.
So the only reverb that's going to happen is going to be from the mains, and that's going to give you the feeling of that's your room, that's your club, and then the monitors is just you and the drummer, and keyboard player, bass player, guitar player.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so let's give this a bit of a push. Go ahead and talk in your mic, guys. At what your volume is going to be.
Test, 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 test.
Test, check. Hello,
Hello, test.
check.
How happy are you with that?
I like it.
I like it.
Is that going to be loud enough for you?
Yep.
Okay. Now, if I can, I'd like to get away with a little bit more of a vocal push. A vocal push is right around 2.5K, and this gives you that really crisp, yeah. So I'm going to try to give you a little bit more here if I can. Get away with it. See, I can actually put 2K on the roof. So I'm gonna leave that up. I'm gonna put it above the line now, just a little bit. And 1K. Yeah, I can put it up a little bit too, because this will give you a really nice, crisp vocal tone. And this is specifically monitors. This is not mains, right? You're only allowed to do this with monitors, says the rule book that doesn't really exist. Okay, now give it another check.
Check, 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 check.
It's a little bit more presence, a little bit more forward, a little bit more clarity. Get right on the mic.
Yeah.
Check, check.
Hello, check.
You guys good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now my question is, can I give you a bit more push? Because the singers really don't want to have to over sing. They want to sing calmly, and you don't want to have to kill your voice. So you want to be able to get as much out of those monitors as you can without frequencies freaking out, right? As much as you can.
It's way up.
I can go to 4 o'clock without it freaking out. So I can actually probably leave this on 3, and I might even be able to bring these up a little bit more, because you don't want to have to master out too much. Okay, let's give that a go.
Check, check, check.
Check, check. Hello. Hello. Check, check.
That's pretty happy?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 o'clock there. And we remember this one was, I think it was also 2 o'clock. Let's give that a check as well for the mains. Go ahead.
Check, check,
There we
check,
go.
check.
Okay, now we've got them both together. So you can hear the difference. Now here's just your mains again.
Check, check, check.
Okay, so we can get away with 2 o'clock on that. We can get away with 2 o'clock on this. I'm ready to perform. I think so.
Check, 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 check.
Okay, there's one more tiny little bit of a frequency in the monitors I don't like. Let's give this another push here, and I'm gonna go find it. Yeah, it's at 8K. So that's a problem. That 8K is a problem in this room. I've moved everything as much as I can probably move it. Maybe another tiny bit of a move here, so the horn isn't strictly right at you. Maybe put the horn off center just a tiny bit. We need to get that 8K down just a tiny bit. That 8K is still a problem on the monitors. And I think we're there. Okay, one more check, guys. Monitors.
Check, 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 check. I'm here. Check,
Check, check, check.
You guys are
check. Oh, yeah.
pretty happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, and main's back in. I think we're ready to hear a song.
all right.